Bless up, y'all. Hey, Juneteenth 2025, it's this weekend. So I want y'all guys to be careful, be alert, be vigilant. Don't just be out there partying, rocking your, you know what I'm saying, red, black, and green flags. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody who's going to celebrate Juneteenth. But be mindful what environment we are in America. A lot of these racist white folks are out there stunting, doing stupid things. And not just white folks, black folks acting dumb as well. But what I'm trying to say is, when it comes to white supremacists, or the clans and neo-Nazi groups, they are looking for easy targets. And Juneteenth event and how everybody's crashing out, it's like crash out season. I don't care what color, creed you are, what gender, everybody's crashing out. People swinging on people at graduations. Police is doing the most. You got teachers acting crazy, students beating up teachers. And even in Atlanta, and I want to say it was Memorial Weekend, some two Klansmen pulled up to Atlanta Park and, stunting, and they got killed. I guarantee you, in Atlanta, they're looking for payback. Trust me, they are. So be vigilant. I'm not saying don't go out there partying and hanging out. Recognize our ancestors. A lot of people don't even know what Juneteenth is about. You know what I'm saying? But Juneteenth, celebrating Juneteenth, the last group of people that were freed from slavery in Texas. That's what it's about. But it's also honoring our ancestors. Now, even though we're in this racial climate, thanks to your president, President Trump, due to the fact that we're in this racial, high-intensity environment, this should be the biggest and the loudest Juneteenth celebration to date. I've been celebrating Juneteenth since, I don't even know how long it's been. Maybe 20 years, close to 20 years now. I've been celebrating Juneteenth, way before it became an official federal holiday. It's quote unquote official holiday. It's on the weekend, so the government buildings are closed anyway. So there really ain't no financial benefit, but it's a spiritual benefit for us to celebrate Juneteenth. I want you guys to celebrate. I don't care if it's Juneteenth 2025 in Atlanta, if it's out there in Wisconsin, Miami, New York, Cali. Celebrate it. Throw it up for your ancestors. I don't care where they from. I don't even care if you're not even American. If you black and you in America, these are our brothers and sisters. We need to celebrate Juneteenth. Whether it's watching a Black History documentary, reading a good book on some good Black history, some revolutionary fighters. I know plenty of good ones I can recommend. Whether it's reciting a poem, find something to do. You know what I'm saying? And there's a poem, and the name of the woman leaves me right now, but her name is Harper. Somewhere along the line, she has a long name, Miss Harper, but she wrote this poem. Post-slavery, named Bury Me in the Free Land. Bury Me in the Free Land. I want you guys to find that poem, Google it, put Harper, quotations, Bury Me in the Free Land. And I want you to read this sister's voice, her heart, her passion. And it's probably one of the rarest writings. And I've written 4 books. I've read God knows how many. I own maybe 2,000 books, literally. But I've never, outside of Dr. Nathan Huggins' book, Black Odyssey, but I've never read anything like that poem that made my body shiver. It made my body shiver. It made me just want to really want to embrace the African American culture, because what she writes in that poem, it just reminds me of all those slave movies and books that I've watched and read. One of the most powerful slave movies I've watched to this day, and I don't know why, but I like watching this movie. But it's so painful, but so strong. I have the book. I haven't read the book, but I have it. And I watched the movie twice, at least twice, 12 Years a Slave. And in watching that movie and just the pain and suffering that we have been through, we are still suffering these things today. And so we're seeing the reflection of that years later. Plus, no justice, no reparations, just studies. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to the mayor in Oklahoma who's offering, I don't think it's Tulsa, but it's definitely Oklahoma. He's offering thousands of dollars scholarship to Black students, people who are related, if I'm not mistaken, people who are related to those in the Tulsa, Oklahoma bombing in 1921. If those don't know what happened then, 1921, this town, Gap, the Gap band, it was the Greensboro, the streets. But Black Wall Street, 1921, was one of the most prominent Black neighborhoods in America. One of the most prominent Black neighborhoods in America. And the Gap band, led by Charlie Wilson, actually one of the most popular, legendary R&B artists to date, they named the group after the Black Wall Street Tulsa bombing, which is actually the first time the U.S. Armed Services bombed their own civilians. And to this day, still no reparations. And those streets for the Gap band, what they named themselves after, was Greenwood, Archer, and Pine. That's what it was. Greenwood, Archer, and Pine. Very prominent. You got hospitals, you got schools, you got airline strip, on airport. I mean, you name it, man. They were balling. They were forced to stick together. And it behooves us to actually follow suit. They actually were millionaires. And the white folks could not stand it. They wanted our land. And that's one thing about the American government and racist white folks, is whenever they see some prosperity somewhere, I don't care if it's here in America, I don't care if it's over there in Bacano Safu with my man, Captain Abraham Traore, I don't care if it's, which is West Africa, by the way, I don't care if it's over there in Haiti, Panama. If they see opportunity, they're going to take it. It's the land where the strongest survive and the weakest succumb to the pressure. You either get out of the way or get ran over. And that's their mentality. Now, we're in America, which I truly believe is a great country. There's a lot of racial issues and huge economic disparity. It's still a great country. But as long as we don't recognize the hurt and the pain that we have caused to other countries, as long as we, not just other countries, our own citizens, as long as we don't recognize what we have done to our own citizens here in America, we recognize the pain we did. And I say we, as me being an American citizen, I am Haitian, proud Haitian, and I grew up embracing the African-American culture. But it wasn't until I read that Harper poem is when I really felt it, the pain, the years. It's one thing studying the Haitian slavery and being the first independent Black nation in the Western Hemisphere, the first Black republic in the world, the first and only country to fight and gain their independence and name their own country. That's why Haiti was never forgiven, never given opportunities to grow and develop, because they wanted to embarrass Haiti forever, because Haiti embarrassed them a long time ago, back in 1804. 13-year battle. But back to what I was saying, if we don't recognize the pain and suffering, and 1921 is a perfect example of the Tulsa bombing. I mean, there's an Elaine massacre as well that happened in Arkansas, if I'm correct, it's Arkansas, Elaine massacre, where the farmers were fighting to to get what I'm saying, compensation for their products, and they was getting ripped off. So they started their own union, and they fought back. They got their guns and shot back. You know what I mean? But if we don't somehow, some way get the reparations, I'm not just saying give us money or give African Americans money, but definitely, why not free education, no taxes for about 2-3 years, maybe. Maybe some free land. All the land grants that was given. Oh my God, millions of acres of land were given to Europeans who came here. We were enslaved here in America. We was enslaved in Haiti, enslaved in Bahamas and Jamaica and Trinidad, Tobago, and Dominica. We were enslaved in all these different places. But in America, they chose not to give us no land, but give all the land to the Europeans. Now, with the rioting that's going on in LA and New York, Chicago, Florida, I'll tell you, we ain't having it. There's a no riot state. You know what I mean? Y'all know they locking everybody up in Florida. But these riots are just, it was something that's bound to happen anyway, because LA, as you know, a lot of Mexicans indeed up there, good Mexican businesses, a lot of gangs, very violent gangs, Chicago as well, New York. But it was bound to happen what Trump is doing. As black folks, that's their battle, okay? And as black folks, we need to get reparations. And I don't think we're going to get reparations in America. Not until one of these Caribbean nations get reparations. And in my opinion, Haiti has the best fight for reparations. Once the things get settled, actual government comes in the power, or a leader like Thomas St. Kerr comes in the building, you know what I'm saying, and take over and just let the Dominican Republic, Dominican Republic Nazis, man, I got some words for y'all. But we're going to leave that alone for now. Because the way they treating Haitians in the Dominican Republic, Dominicans in America, y'all need to be making some noise for those, for the Haitians over there. Y'all need to be making some noise, calling those people the power, putting them accountable. Man, they have some serial killers as police officers there. Not just serial killers, violent serial rapists that are police officers, killers, molesters, and they have free reign to do whatever they want. And they're doing it to Haitians, no matter how young or old. Dominicans in America, and I'm saying this again, if you know a Dominican, you go to my channel, go to my website, KevinDorival.com, go to my channel on YouTube, King Kevin Dorival. That's KevinDorival. I want you guys to share the video I got called Haiti's Hitler, okay? And it's about the Dominican Nazis. It's a chapter in my book, Americans and Francis, A 1,000-Year War Against Haiti, Assassination. It's one of the biggest chapters of my book. I need you guys to forward that video and this video to any Dominican that you know, okay? Because we about to make some big noise. I'm teaming up with some right people who's finally hearing what me and my team been saying and doing, not just online, but in the streets of D.C., lobbying, protesting, in the streets of Miami, in the streets of Atlanta. But we need to get together. I don't think African Americans, because they obviously just showed you they're not gonna get our reparations. What happened? Mama Fletcher, one of the only living surviving members of the Tulsa Home bombing, they literally, with a living witness of the bombing, she was, I want to say she was 7 to 9 years old, a living witness of the bombing, testified, congressional hearing a couple years ago, and they denied reparations or any type of repercussions. That's appalling. There's no way this country will grow the way it's supposed to grow. I just wish the founding fathers of the country weren't racist and slaveholders. Bless up, King Kevin. Be careful, Juneteenth.